everybody, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Kelly Pally, and I'm here with this one today,
Lucy McPhee,
who you also know from this channel, and also
Top 5 Scary Videos, so you should check that out over there. Somewhere floating above if you like scary videos.
I was also briefly on that channel, but you know, I'm here now.
Kicked her off.
Yeah. I think you told everyone you murdered me, but
oh yeah, I did tell everyone that I murdered you.
Not the case, because I'm still alive.
I brought her back. So, why are we here today?
Well, we're returning to our list of the top 10 best Sonic Boom episodes with a part 2. Ooh. Now, for those of you out of the loop, Sonic Boom is the hit spin-off animated series of the Sonic Boom video game series, which was considerably more lackluster than the program.
The show has a lot of gems in it, so today we're gonna count down our next top 10 picks.
So, let's get to it.
In at 10, Eggmans Brother. This is one of the craziest Sonic Boom episodes out there from season 2. In it, a character named Morpho is introduced and claims to be Eggman's brother, a dude named Steve. Eggman isn't feeling Steve and refused to let him into his life, so Steve is like, well, I'm gonna try something else and use my shapeshifting powers and befriend Sonic and the gang. This leads to a bunch of crazy shenanigans where Morpho goes around fooling and tricking everyone, shapeshifting into the whole gang, ultimately trying to tear them apart. At the end of the day, friendship prevails. Morpho, at least in this episode, makes for a great villain and a good partner for Eggman, despite how he becomes the butt of a joke in later episodes he's featured in.
And up next, number 9, if you build it, they will race. This one is a classic racing episode. Tails ends up creating a bigger plane with his Build-It box, which prompts each of the members from Team Sonic to also want to use it to create their own vehicles. This inevitably leads to the idea of racing them all, in an episode that feels like it's pulling some major inspiration from the Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing game of yonder years. Also, side note, this one actually aired out of order in some countries, so that kinda sucked, but the episode itself is pretty darn good.
In at 8, In the Midnight Hour. This episode from season 2 introduces a new villain, Dreamcaster. For starters, the episode begins with Styx working on her art late at night. She spots a cloaked figure mysteriously entering the TV station. Styx tries to wake up Sonic and tell him, but the figure disappears. Nobody believes Styx, so the next night she explores the TV station on her own and discovers Dreamcaster is going around hypnotizing villains. The episode boasts an interesting concept, and it's pretty hilarious that Dreamcaster is clearly named after the Sega console Dreamcast.
And at number 7, Styx and Amys Excellent Staycation. This episode narratively happens concurrently as one of our favorites from our part 1 list, planes, trains, and dude mobiles. Except rather than being on the road, it features Amy and Styx staying at home, enjoying a staycation. We also get to see a female villain for once in the form of Belinda. So, long story short, when Sonic and the guys go away, Amy and Styx decide to spend a relaxing weekend together, but get a bit nervous that Eggman may try to attack while the team is all separated. So, Amy puts up a Sonic Scarecrow-esque doll to trick Eggman and keep him away. But while her and Styx are at the spa, Belinda overhears them talking about this Sonic decoy. And, well, crap goes down. The reason why this episode is higher up on our list though is because many felt that the story could have held its own without Eggman's involvement. Belinda can be a good villain all in her lonesome. Plus, there's a few animation errors that you may notice, especially during the spa scene. Keep an eye open for those.
In at 6, Robots in the Sky. This is one of the 2-parter episodes of season 2. Robots in the Sky is all about an intense badnik attack at the Hedgehog Village, all of which is happening out of Eggman's control. While the gang fights off the horde, Sonic and Tails investigate, only to find out that the Hypnobot is behind it. Hypnobot and Eggman form an alliance and the gang all unite to defeat the onslaught. It's a bit of an epic, and there's even a part where Knuckles gives a very Braveheart-esque speech to the villagers, rallying them to arms to fight for the town.
Whether you're a hero, a villain, or a reoccurring background character, today we ask you to stand and fight! Not for your families, not for your friends, but because look at all those things these robots ruined. Those were our things!
And number 5, Eggman Out. This episode begins with Eggman desperately trying to dig up an ancient mech suit. When Sonic and the gang show up and defeat him, they celebrate. But that elation is short-lived. A creature crawls out of one of the holes that Eggman's robots drilled into the ground, which ends up being a Froglodite named Og. He's not evil, and is different than the other Froglodites, he tells everybody, befriending Team Sonic in the process. This episode is often a fan favorite because of Og. and how well it was written, which some find hilarious considering it was Ian Flynn of the Archie Sonic comics who penned it, and we all know how questionable those were at times.
Toads take the high road, all toads take the high road.
In it for 3 minutes or less. For starters, the premise to this episode is hilarious. Sonic is a delivery boy. It makes sense, doesn't it? Anywho, Sonic finds out that his local burger joint offers home delivery, but when he tests it out, it takes forever to get to him. So he gets cocky and tells them that he could deliver their food to customers in 3 minutes or less. So the owner of the joint, Mr. Slate, offers up a deal to the Blue Blur. For every successful delivery he makes, he'll give Sonic a free chili dog. So of course Sonic is down for that. And in response, Eggman decides he wants to try to best Sonic. He tries to get his food for free by going to extreme lengths to slow Sonic down. It's a hoot and has some nice throwbacks to older cartoons from the 60s and 70s.
Moving on to number 3, Return to Beyond the Valley of the Cubots. Video game tie-in, anyone? This episode includes a character from the Sonic Boom Fire and Ice game called Defect, a robot that was originally a mining mech but malfunctioned and tried to defeat Sonic and the gang before inevitably joining up with them. Now in this episode, Tails inserts a voice chip in the robot, who tells the hero that it wants to pursue a different purpose in its life, which leads to a series of 3 different and hilarious attempts to do so. Where does that go? Well, the team decides to take Defect to the Valley of Cubots as a last resort, which was a good idea because Defect falls in love and becomes the Cubots' new protector. As the new protector, Defect decides to go big or go home and targets Eggman, who the robots manage to actually defeat. It imprisons Eggman and makes him its slave, which then escalates as Defect goes on a power trip from there, with the episode ending in a battle with Sonic to set the robot straight. All in all, if you're not a fan of the games, this episode probably ain't up your alley, but it's still fun nonetheless.
In it too, Give Bees a Chance. Give Bees a Chance is one of the more emotional episodes of season 2. The premise behind this one is that Amy raises a bee bot. While at first to some this may seem kinda, well, meh, the episode really managed to deliver, especially when it came to Amy's character. Amy, who is curious about what happens to Eggman's minions after Sonic and the gang destroy them, ends up finding a bee bot that's still partially functional. She takes it to Tails to repair it and it becomes a pet of sorts, growing a lovely bond with it and even naming it Bee. Then Eggman spots Amy with Bee and using a homing device in the robot to reclaim her, which causes Amy and Bee to go into hiding. Eventually Bee goes haywire because of the homing device, causing her to run away and Amy to grieve. Without spoiling any more of the episode, it does have a wonderful heartwarming ending, along with great jokes scattered throughout. Plus, in addition to that, this episode was actually written by the voice actress behind Amy, Cindy Robinson, who was inspired by her own tragedy. She lost her dog Gertie. So sad.
Finally, in at number 1, Multitails. It's a Tails-centric episode, friends. In this one from season 2, Tails ends up cloning himself, which leads to a whole lot of silly shenanigans. Now, the cloning process has one small flaw. It divides the brain power of all of the clones amongst them, meaning the episode is populated with a bunch of idiotic Tails clones. It's a nice contrast compared to the typically highly intellectual character. The jokes in this one are pretty on point as well, especially with the end joke. Now for context, the Tails clones kept annoying Styx by following her around and asking why about everything all episode long.
Why?
By the very end of the episode, when Tails is returned to normal and the clones are all gone, he innocently asks Eggman why, when the villain notes that he's mad at him. So what happens? Well, Styx tackles him off screen. All in all, it's one of the funnier Sonic Boom episodes out there. Plus, there is also a dick joke in this one, where Eggman thinks that one of the Tails clones is making fun of his manhood size. Gotta love a dick joke. Alright, there we have it, friends. So, what was your favorite Sonic Boom episode?
The dick one.
So make sure you guys like this video if you dug it, subscribe to Top 10 Gaming if you want to see more of our faces and, you know, I guess learn more Sonic stuff.
And subscribe to Top 5 Scary Videos.
Yeah, do that, and maybe like click this playlist up here if you want to get lost.
It's a good playlist.
Lost in the rabbit hole of gaming. Yeah. Bye.
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 End it. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.